saying you shouldn't. They are pointing out the double standard, the double-faced, the criminality of France, the culpability of France in fueling the instability that they have suffered. Until like 2 years ago, they didn't have much problem with France. It was like a manageable relationship. Nigeria doesn't need France to fight terrorism. What Nigeria needed is the regional collaboration, which somehow has been wrought with insincerity on these other countries too. Okay, France has been in the Sahel for more than 40 years. They have been there. They have overseen the installation of government and as well as the removal of government in that region for decades. France has been involved in the escalation, the increase in the act of terrorism in that axis for decades. The president of France has never reduced the act of terrorism in that axis for decades. So, using the reflection of Libya, you see what Nigeria as the big brother usually was actually doing before the collaboration of this Nigerian, Niger, Chad, I think maybe a little bit of Mali too, when they collaborated with the Fulani terrorists that took over Nigeria, using the Boko Haram at first, which they used in chasing out Goodluck Ebere Jonathan. You see, Nigeria was giving money to these countries because to them, coming from the northern part of Africa like that, as you are coming, you are going from Libya, right? From Morocco down to Libya, from Libya to Agadez in Niger, right? All these countries that are coming down from that Sahel down, the terrorists have always been in the Sahel, the Janjaweed terrorists. They've always been existing within the area to prevent them from getting to Nigeria. Nigeria used to give money to these countries. Nigerian soldiers, Nigerian military used to go into joint patrol with these African countries in order to reduce their influx, the influx of the terrorists into Nigeria. But immediately APC, Egbekegbe, took over power in Nigeria, that relationship was severed. Yeah. And the free flow of these terrorists into Nigeria became a thing in the name, under the guise of these guys, of religion. And especially in Niger Republic, the reason why that former Bazoum guy was removed was because Nigerian soldiers, they were dying like flies. France, they said, whenever they have a chance, of rattling the terrorists, they will discover that the weapons they are using, these are weapons from France. French weapons in the hands of the terrorists. This one is a documented fact. And in all of this, they said Bazoum was in a very close relationship with France. The soldiers felt like they were just being killed for nothing. Now, how could France, that is extracting mineral resources from their countries, at the same time be providing weapons for these terrorists that are killing them every time they had an encounter with this terrorist? And their own government, a supposed civilian government, is not doing anything about it. That was why the coup in Niger, the coup in Burkina Faso, the coup in Mali, that was why they happened. Because you see, those ones in charge of those countries, then they were in close relationship with France. But the soldiers, they were bleeding. Bokwari came, cut off that funding. And Nigeria bleeded more than they've ever bled. These are facts. So if you have any relationship you want to build to protect your people, that relationship should be with Niger, Chad, Mali, Burkina Faso. These are those who are going to, they are like the buffer. They are those people who are supposed to kind of ward off the terrorists from advancing south, coming down to Nigeria. But now, these guys rejected France. We don't want to have anything to do with France anymore. We have fingered France involvement in this act of terrorism. It is like saying, we are protecting you, but at the same time, you are providing weapons for those who are attacking us. So how does that relate? We don't want France anymore. So they chased them out. You in Nigeria, you now consider France more important than the regional joint security. How? So these guys now said, see, we understand the game. We know why France is romancing Nigeria. It is because they never believed in their widest imagination that these Sahel countries, they will have the strong audacity to chase them out after planning coup that France was not involved in. It was the first time in their history that coup took place in these West African countries without the involvement of France. So if France is able to recover in Nigeria, it's just going to be a matter of time before they begin to actually regroup and put funds in support of these terrorists to take over these countries. So because of this, Nigeria shouldn't be relating with France militarily. So they are not stupid. They are not asking you not to relate with France, but they know why you are. They know why France is kind of romancing you. So pending the time France will be able to upstage them, overthrow this government, install their own puppets, and go back to these countries, Nigeria can fill in the gap. That's the situation right now. Nigeria can fill in the gap until they have enough time to get rid of these guys and install. And right now in Niger, yeah, they are already funding opposition there. Yeah, they are already funding opposition. And these oppositions in Niger, they can run to Nigeria now. Majority of them are now kind of like in Nigeria, criticizing the military there. Okay? Rolling out different falsehood. Just to make sure that if everything goes well, France will sponsor them. They can go back and just last night, there was a Boko Haram attack next to the presidential palace in Niger. It is what it is. So they are not asking you not to relate with France, but they know why you are relating with them. Nigeria, Tifnubu was about to attack Niger Republic on behalf of France, remember? Until that memo got leaked. If the memo wasn't leaked, Nigeria and Niger would probably be at war right now. Yeah. It was all perfected. It was all sorted. And until when they realized that that's not how it works. Niger Republic is bigger than Nigeria by over 40%. Yeah, population-wise, you are bigger. But when it comes to landmass, Nigerian soldiers will be lost within Niger Republic and they will die more than you can imagine. But they didn't think it that way. It was just like saying Niger, just small Niger. We're just going to enter there and just remove those guys. You can see how his tone changed with that lady interviewing him. It felt like Nigerians are not on the side of Nigeria. Instead of you to defend Nigeria, you are defending these guys. Instead of you to support us, you are supporting those guys. How would you support people that a lot of you are not in? What you are doing is not in the interest of Nigeria. It is in the interest of France. And when it comes to France, if France was good, they will not be chased away from these countries. They have been there for years. This is the age of internet. Everybody knows what they did in those countries. You can no longer use propaganda. Even just yesterday, was it yesterday or 2 days ago? Macron came out and called those Sahel countries. He said they were ungrateful people, that they protected them from the terrorists to overthrow them. But guess what? They paid them back by chasing them away. That was what Macron said. He said they were ungrateful people. The arrogant Macron. So you guys are not doing anything in the interest of Nigeria. You are doing it in the interest of France and Tifnubu, the CIA asset. that is ready to sell anything as long as it's going to earn him money in that contraption. That's the truth. So for however you kind of practice it, talking about the Sahel countries, right? So yesterday when they were doing the inauguration of John Mahama in Ghana, so he invited Ibrahim Traore to his inauguration. And guess what? In the last 2 years, Ibrahim Traore has had 21 assassination attempts on his life. Not to talk of how many times France has tried to bribe the supposed military hierarchy, those around him, who ended up having to expose the plot. 21 times they've tried to kill the guy. 21 times. And 21 times they failed. So for the first time, he left Burkina Faso to Ghana. And he was the only head of state who was allowed to dress in his military fatigue and carry the gun. He actually was holding his pistol. You know, he's always had his pistol in his holster. So here is what or how he was welcomed in Ghana in full way. Please watch this. That was Ibrahim Traore, the one that the clowns in Nigeria are probably the democratic scums from Nigeria, those who are deceiving you with democracy, you know, by stealing the people's mandate, in which they can then lord over you, rule over you, and do all sorts in the name of the fake democracy. So it was recognized, right? I mean, there are Africans that actually like sees them as the real leaders of Africa. The rest of your criminal leaders across Africa are considered stooges of the West that will do just anything to satisfy their puppet masters. So some even believe that they are currently the only independent African countries. And they are also doing their own bit to ensure that they launch their own TV, radio, and all that locally and internationally, so that this Western influenced media will not continue to, misrepresent them. That's what they are doing. They've opened their own trade bloc, their own media. They have their own defense. They are now kind of like working as a team, as a bloc, rather than as individual countries. So if you attack one, you attack all. And that's how they deal now. If any group of people come for them, they will come for you too. They will defend any of themselves in this struggle right now. That's what we know. Now, going forward, I think we should stop by in the northern part of Nigeria, even though Tifnumbu was recorded returning back to Abuja early this morning. It is irrelevant. I just put it in the mix. Okay. Yes. Very well done. Yeah, that's a Tifnumbu in his own return back to the contraption. You know, see, there is this guy. I believe is this. Where is Uzea? What is it called? Hang on. Yeah, you know the honor J of Uzea. Where is that? Is that in Benin, in Edo State? This crowned king was talking about his own experience in the arms of the Fulani terrorists, how he has been paying ransom to terrorists in his own domain for those people kidnapped by these terrorists. Listen to this.
Our women, our wives go to farm, they rape them, at times they will set them ablaze. Me in particular, I paid ransom 3 times to Fulani men. They kidnapped my elder sister. They've also kidnapped 2 people from this palace. Even last month, I paid ransom also. To even sleep in this place is by the grace of Almighty. To even access this road, you need to get security. So that's the major problem. Me as John Ojo of Uzea, I no longer want Fulani in my forest. Let me also use this medium. Since the chiefs are here, they should go back home and ask questions. Anybody who have a hand in Fulani, stay in any part of Uzea forest. If I discover, I will drop that chief immediately. Because my people cannot be suffering. And some people will be somewhere enjoying, taking money from these people for us to be paying ransom. They will kidnap us, keep us in our own land, we'll pay ransom. We are tired. I don't have a hand in Fulani, and anybody in Uzea who have a hand in Fulani should, with immediate effect, tell them to leave. If you know them, tell them to leave Uzea. State government. Us in Uzea here, we need security. We need security. So that one day, we will not wake up and find out it's only 2 people that is remaining in this whole kingdom. Because the only police station we have here, they don't have manpower. Without the local hunters here, they cannot even effect any arrest.
That's the situation in so many places as well. In some places in Nigeria of today, police stations are closing at 4 p.m. for security reasons. Can you believe that? You go to the police station at 5 p.m. They say we are closed. There's nobody there. They say, why? Why is the police station closing at 4 p.m.? They say it is for security.